Well, then, breaking news from Molineux this afternoon. You guys may well have seen it that Nuno Espirito Santo is set to leave Wolverhampton Wanderers. Of course, football is a game of opinions. Many of us over the last 6 months or so have spoken about the situation. Nuno in, Nuno out. Obviously, even on our channel, me and Matt have had different opinions on this. But yeah, get your thoughts in the comment section down below, whether you're watching it live on today's stream or whether you're watching it back, to give us your thoughts and who you would maybe want to come into Molineux to replace Nuno. But Matt, firstly, how are you? And secondly, what was your immediate thoughts to this crazy news?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. I hope you are too. To be fair, shocked but not surprised, if that makes sense. I had a feeling he may go at the end of the season, but I don't know. Like the way that it's been broken today, and it's upsetting, man. It really is. I know I've said I've wanted him out for months. And people might say, well, you've got what you wish for now. And I suppose, yeah, you're right in a way. And, he's one thing I'll never forget is his first 2 seasons at Wolves were unbelievable. And that's now how I'll remember him. I think if he'd have gone and had been sacked and maybe, start next season, had a run of bad games and they'd sacked him, then I think we'd look at it a little bit differently. But I think it's the right time for Wolves. It's the right time for Nuno. Like he said, it's come to the end of the cycle. We'd said that. So, yeah, I'm gutted he's leaving, but I think it's for the best. And genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, wish him all the very best in whatever he does next. But if he takes any of our players, he can bollocks.
No, 100%. I think you're right there. It could have easily gone into next season where Wolves had given him this summer and then had a dreadful run and obviously lost his job, and that would have tarnished the last sort of 3 or 4 years really. But I think he's been the best Wolves manager in a long, long time in this generation. Really brought the most success, and I don't think people can forget that. And I think even the people that wanted a change, obviously like yourself, like a lot of the people that have spoken on the Fans React, can still appreciate. And I think that's what people need to realise. Although, you wanted a change, you can still appreciate the success that Nuno had brought to this club. And, it's going to be a really interesting next step. But like I say, it sounded like it was a mutual decision between Nuno and the club. And Nuno has said himself that it was the end of the cycle. And you don't see that much, Matt, do you really?
No, I mean, one thing that we can say from Nuno's time at Wolves is, as a man, forget as a manager, as a man, he's fantastic. He obviously got the Feed the Pack initiative where he donated 250k, and a lot of blokes would probably just sit and rest on the laurels and wait until they get sacked and a big payoff. So I'm sure there will be some kind of payoff with the mutual consent. But I think I'd said that it had gone stale and he doesn't look like he wants to be here anymore. And unfortunately, that's the truth. And I remember after the Albion game when we lost and we put that video out that obviously went around the internet. And I said in that, like, some things are more important than football. And if you're not happy and you miss your family and stuff, then go. And it looks like now that is the case.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people. There's been a lot of rumours that maybe he's going for that Tottenham job. I saw
No.
the Athletic reporter quickly rule that one out this afternoon as well. So it will, we do wish him all the best. It'll be very interesting to see where he goes. Maybe got an eye on the Portugal job. I don't know after the summer. Who knows? That'll be.
Yeah, I think with the Spurs job, mate, it's with the direction that Spurs now want to go in, which is to play on the front foot and a very forward-thinking coach, real attacking side. I don't think you can go to Spurs and stink the gaff out like
copy of Mourinho, really.
Exactly, mate. I think it'd be the wrong appointment for them. And like they said, they've ruled it out today. I've got a couple of mates who are actually season ticket holders at Spurs, and they said they don't want him. Which I understand, but it's sad, mate. It is sad because it's this cycle now has come to an end, and it's for 2.5 seasons, 3 seasons. It's been amazing. Like you and I have been to Europe together, and it's been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid to do that. And along with Fosun, that my bloke made it happen. And it's a sad that he's kind of left on a downward trajectory. But like he said, you may have wanted him out. but you can still respect the work that he had done at the club, and like I said, wish him all the best.
Do you think his success, Matt, has been his downfall? Because ever since he's come in, first season winning the league, second season getting seventh in Europe, third season finishing seventh, and then now the first time that he's had a few hiccups, not just within the football club, but worldwide. You know, we've had a pandemic. He's not been able to sort of fulfill his personal life and had these injuries. Do you think his own success now, the first hiccup he's got, and he's got a lot of fans and probably even the board on his back quite quickly this season?
It's hard to say. Like, he's obviously set out a precedent from obviously the side that went up was unbelievable, and I still think that you and I have probably taken them up. But that first season, the Prem was unbelievable. Like, we weren't expecting the seventh place finishing to get into Europe, but perhaps that he was the architect of his own downfall by setting such high standards from the get-go. But honestly, mate, I think regardless of what you think of injuries and COVID and having no fans, I don't think any Premier League manager gets away with the type of performances we've been serving up for the past, I don't know, 12 to 18 months. I really, really don't. So I think because he's set such a high standard and done so well originally, I think that's what's bought him so much time. And like I've been saying for a while, it just looks stale and it needs a change. But we wait and see for who comes in. It's going to be this summer, mate. This summer is bigger than the summer than when we come up. It's massive. It's absolutely massive.
Well, yeah, that first window has been, the only window really. We brought in Patricio, Dendoncker, Matinho, Jimenez, Adama. Since then, every summer has been really underwhelming. But obviously, managers, Matt, I can see in the chat right now, we've got loads of, obviously, suggestions. As it stands, it looks like Bruno Lage, I'd assume it's Lage, is the favourite, the ex-Benfica manager. But for you, Matt, if you had that final decision as it stands, who's the manager you'd be looking to bring in?
I mean, in an ideal world, you want from all the names that you link, you want Maurizio Sarri or Andre Villas-Boas, don't you? However, I don't think that's going to happen. I think, for me personally, I'd really like Gerrard, but the Rangers' job's bigger than Wolves. I don't want Large. I think it's going to be Fonseca or is it Constancio at Porto?
Yeah.
I think between them two,
his son with him as well. His son's a baller as well.
Fonseca's a good coach. No, he didn't do great at Roma, but he's got history of being a good coach. With Bruno Lage, I really, really don't want that coming in. And someone tweeted me earlier saying, like, you asked for this with Bruno Lage. I was like, no, I didn't ask for Bruno Lage to come in. If it was a case of keeping Nuno over Bruno Lage, and I would have taken it. But I've seen people say Eddie Howe, Frank Lampard.
Oh,
I'd have Eddie Howe over Frank Lampard, but that's not saying much.
I wouldn't take. Someone was saying to me, "Why don't we go for a British coach?" I said, "Who? Other than Gerrard, who? Lampard, no. Eddie Howe, no. Not for me. I think Sarri would have been the one, like you mentioned. I think that's probably that's what I mean. Villas-Boas as well, although historically he's not done brilliantly in England, did really well at Marseille in his last job before he left. So Fonseca, Conceição, probably the two favourites. Lage doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence, to be honest. I think it'd be a coup to get Porto's current manager. They've done well in the Champions League. He's only lost twice all season. Very similar situation to what Nuno was in when he lost his job, actually. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But I can't think or see of anybody else out there at the moment that it's going to be interesting. I know there's a few there. Big Sam, no, that's got to be a joke. Like, that's got to be a joke, surely. Big Sam, Eddie Howe, no. So yeah, I think we're going to be going for one of these guys. But it's what does this new manager need to do? Then he comes in. What's he got to do with his squad, and what has he got to do to get the fans on side straight away next season? Attacking football has surely got to be a must.
I think it's an uphill battle anyway with Nuno going, because if he loses 3 out of the opening 6, it's going to be, be careful what you wish for. We should have kept Nuno. So I think he needs to have, whatever he does, he needs to have a really strong start. But for me, it needs to be offensive football. The players we've got, we're not suited to playing defensive football. We just aren't. We're a shambles at the back, so that needs improving. But the players we've got on the front foot, Neto, Traore, Jimenez, the two fullbacks, it's got to be front foot attacking football. and that's what I've been calling for months. I mean, I'd like Graham Potter as well. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I'm going to flag this up. I've not flagged up any comments, but would you take Steve?
No,
Probably better than our current strikers, to be fair. Oh,
to be fair, when we played in the charity game a couple of years ago at Molyneux, was it a couple of years ago at Molyneux?
Yeah.
And this is enough for me to rule out Steve Bull as Spurs manager. He decided to put me at the time, probably 19 stone, at right wing back. So I don't think it's right. But one coach who I would really like, but I don't think it'll happen, is Graham Potter.
Yeah, I like Potter
at Brighton, because the way that they play, I think they're just missing a real goal scorer. The way that they play is superb, but he talks about the project at Brighton and having everything that he wants. I can't see it happening unless a big club come in for him, a bigger club. Because although we're a bigger club than Brighton, it's more of a sidewards than an upwards based on this season. So,
yeah. Well, yeah. It's going to be an interesting, probably 24, 48 hours. Obviously, we'll keep you updated on Talking Walls. It's going to be a really interesting summer. It's certainly out of the blue. It's not what I expected. I noticed they got the pre-match press conference out of the way first and then announced it, so all the questions were going to be about that. But obviously, really intrigued to see Nuno's future and then Wall's future as well, because he's very much a part of a solid part of the history at this club. But so much success, like I said earlier, probably the best manager in this current generation with what he's brought to this club. So it's going to be interesting. What have you seen there?
Bruno had a dream.
There you go. That's it. You just fit the chance there straight away. Anyway,
we're down to 5 songs now again.
Yeah, but there's lots of Rafa Benitez, Matt. I'm going to chuck a few names. Rafa Benitez.
If you wanted to play a pragmatic approach, then yes, he's one more than Nuno. But it's not. I don't want to see that. I really don't want to see. We've seen it for the last couple of years, and it's been mind-numbing. I'd rather see us lose more games and win more games, if that makes sense. We've been saying it for like a year.
I said that on the podcast. Last season, I remember.
Chris Wilder, no, not for me.
Not Chris Wilder. Pedro Martins is the current Olympiacos manager. I'd take him over Log, to be honest.
There's a good question there from Richard Archery Reviews. Would you take Thomas Frank at Brentford? I would. He's struggled to get them out of the Championship on two occasions now. I know they're in the playoffs now, but not for me.
Jardim was one that I thought was going to be linked very heavily early doors. Favre as well. I think he's the ex-Dortmund coach, isn't he? That would be interesting. But Jardim, I thought would be one that would be linked quite early, but obviously not.
I think we'd be stupid to think that it's not going to be a Mendes client. I think it will be a Mendes client.
Yeah.
But this summer, mate, is absolutely massive, because if we get this wrong, mate, I don't want to be a doom-monger, but we're in trouble. I really do think we are.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, my dogs are barking. Even they're upset with the news about Nuno here. But I'm just seeing. I mean, Stu's just chucking out any British manager here. Barry Fry, Marco Silva again. No, I don't think he's the man. But I think, I mean, we could. Gattuso was another one that was very, very strongly linked. A few months,
maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and probably would have got Jose if he didn't sign for Roma. I agree with that as well. I think Jose would have come as well. So
I've seen some people say that, right, then this is it now, mass exodus, no players are going to stay. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think with the Traore contract as well, people saying, right, Nuno's gone, Traore's going to leave. I think that contract sounds, I don't know if you think the same, Dave, as good as done. And the players would have known that Nuno was leaving, not today. They would have known, and that would have been factored into the contract talk. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. And I think the players will relish a chance of a new manager coming in, because there's some fringe players there who aren't really like the likes of Kilman and Vitinha if he signs. But, you know, they might be relishing the fact that there's a new manager coming. It's a clean slate. We you know, there's a good chance for us to impress here. But one player I do worry for is Cody, mate. I really do worry for him.
Yeah, I don't think Cody's been such a big part of Nuno's sort of structure. A lot of fans, again, have been sort of on his back a little bit this year, especially. So very, very interesting. You know, if a manager comes in, wants to play forward the back, it's pretty clear that Connor Cody isn't going to be part of those plans. So, it'll be Zidane is another shout there. Again, Arsene Wenger. I mean,
I've stuck him in the first 11. Never mind as a manager.
But yeah, it's gonna be guys. It's gonna be an interesting weekend, of course, for lots of rumours. So we'll keep you updated. But I don't know, Matt, if there's anything else you want to add before we finish today.
Not really. Nothing more than I've already said. I think it changes the dynamic of Sunday massively. I said to you earlier today that I don't think I'm going to stick around for the procession after the game, but now I absolutely will, because it's sad, man. It's like, and I wanted him out, but it is sad because like it's a cycle. It's come to an end, and I wish him all the best. It sounds like he's not got anything else lined up. But who knows? But I'm sure if he ever comes back to the Molineux, he'll get a great reception. But I'm kind of glad it's ended like this rather than, like I said, under a cloud going after 8 games next season, because I think it would have carried on. I think the rot would have carried on, and we'd have had a poor start to the season. So whoever comes in, mate, has got a massive job on their hands. They're going to need some money. It's time for Fosun to put the money where the mouth is and cough up, and we go from there. But whoever comes in, I just beg that everyone gets their backing.
Yeah, 100%. Well, yeah, like I said, guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube if you haven't already. Loads of content coming out. Of course, if there's no extra news over the next weekend or so, I might compile a list of 5 or 10 managers that Wolves should be taking a look at. But Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, we'll have updates on there all the time as well. So at Talking Wolves there. Be sure to hit the like button on the stream, and we'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Fingers crossed we can get 3 points against Manchester United. Until then, guys, see you later.